This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk through this 2015 Outlaw motorhome, model 37 LS. Alright, so you have obviously a power awning on it, luggage storage all along the bottom. This is actually your fresh water tank, just so you know. It has a dump valve there, a drain valve I should say, and it's also graduated so you can actually physically see how full it is, even though your monitor panel will also tell you that. Alright, this is the water heater on the outside. All the controls to operate it are inside the trailer. Alright, this is I believe just an LP hookup right here, and of course you got TV here, outside speakers, got a V10 Ford in it. So basically the chassis functions, your salesperson will go through that with you. I mean, like the dashboard and that sort of thing. I'm just basically going to go over the house part of it for you. Right now they have your generator running. You probably can hear that. But this is your LP station. So obviously the LP guy will know how to operate it. But basically this is the fill right here. You take this cap off, that's where you fill it. This is the master valve for the LP system, so you can shut it completely off from right here if you ever need to shut it down. And then there, of course, that's a meter, but this electronic device reads it and it'll display on your control panel inside, so you know how full your LP tank is. Alrighty. Also your let's see right here. Got it locked, of course. You have batteries here and hydraulics. Next to it, and the one that's is locked, you've got your what word am I looking for here? Your generator. I'm sorry, your generator is in there. So we'll check that out in a minute. So this is your water station here. Obviously you put your dump hose under here. There's gray and black. Black is toilet water and waste. Gray is sink and shower water. You always dump the black first. Then you dump the gray because it's cleaner water than the black water is. You have low point drain valves there. Now to hook your city water up, you're hooking it up right here, and then you can select what you want to do. City, if you want to go to city, you'll turn it this way. If you want to fill your tank, you go down to this position. So it's written on here what the things you can do. And you can also bypass your water heater from this spot right here. Now this is a dump valve for your black tank. So after you dump the black tank, you can hook your hose from the dump station right on there and turn it on and leave your black tank valve open, of course, and turn on the hose and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank and clean off your sensors. So that's a good thing. Your power cord in here, obviously your filler for your gas, your filling station for your bikes or four-wheelers or whatever you have. Back door, which operates like pretty much the same way they all do. You got an awning, which is neat, and of course you can tow a vehicle behind it. You got a 7-way with a receiver. Okay. All right, so let's go inside and look around. See what we can find here. Okay, so this has a power step. You can turn the power step on and off here. You can disconnect your house battery here, right? And just a step light there. Okay. I have the slide out in right now, and I'm just going to leave it in that position. Just while we're standing here, this is your entertainment here. Keep in mind that's the key to operate your front bed. It goes up and down, obviously, but in order to, you don't want it to come down when somebody's driving, obviously, so they have a more elaborate system on it. You have to use that key, or there's your switch for your antenna, so on and so forth. Oops. Alrighty. Your range works like any other RV range. You spark to light it. You're just going to turn it on and spark this clockwise. Now this, look to make sure, but this has to be, your oven has to be lit with a pilot light. Looks like the oven's never been used before too, which we see all the time. It's pretty common actually. All the way back here is a pilot light. So you need a grill with a long neck on it. And what you do is you go to pilot, right? And then you depress it and hold it. Then you'll take your grill lighter and you'll light the pilot light back there. After it lights, sometimes it'll take several tries because if it's not used regularly, it'll have to push gas all the way to the pilot. So give it some time. But after it lights, you're still going to hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat it up. Then you go to operating temperature, and it cycles on and off. But once you turn it off, of course, the oven goes off, but so does the pilot light. So you got to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, went a long way to say that, but I got there. All right, so this is very simple. This is a gas absorption refrigerator. It works on either 110 AC or LP gas. So basically, auto means electricity, so you put it on auto, right? The reason they call it auto is because it automatically seeks out electricity. If it can't find it or loses it, it'll switch over to gas automatically, which is a good thing, obviously. It'll always keep your food from spoiling. You can run it dedicated to gas if you wanted to, and you do that right there. But generally speaking, you're just going to have it on auto, okay? And your temperature should be up all the way. This device down here is your power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So keep that in mind. That's where you get your DC power from. It'll also charges your battery. When you're plugged in, it'll charge your battery. So that's obviously a good thing. These are for your fantastic fans. You got power fans in the ceiling, right? So you operate them with these remotes. The lids go up automatically. You can set the different speeds, that sort of thing. Okay, and you have two thermostats, zone 1 and zone 2. We'll just go over this one right here because that's the one we're using. But right now it's very simple. You select it right here. It's on furnace. You would go fan, cool, back to furnace. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. It just circulates air, and then cool, of course, is the full air conditioner running, and then the furnace is the LP furnace running. All right. Where you start your generator from right here. You prime it by holding the button in, and you start it right there. These are your hours, run hours. Your slide button here to run your slide in and out. If you want to turn your water pump on, if you're carrying onboard water, like I stated, you could fill your fresh water tank from the other side there at the water station. You would do that if you're going to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsite. You have to pre-fill your fresh water tank and then use this pump to pump the water. You light your water heater on gas here, on electric here. Electric's the most common. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn on the water heater. Always double check. It's important. Your LP is full. Your battery is charged. Fresh water is empty. Black water is empty. And gray water is empty. As you can see, it graduates up in 1/3 increments as it fills. Once you get past 2/3, you're going to have to start thinking about dumping your black and your gray tanks. Alright? Okay. So that's that. Your bed can come down, or I'm sorry, your table can come down and turn into a bed, of course. What do we have here? A jackknife, I believe. Yeah, so this is a hide-a-bed here. Okay. An extra captain's chair back, or would that be the navigator's chair? I'm not sure. Alright. So, in the bathroom, it works like any other RV bathroom. The thing to remember, the sink and shower work like any sink and shower. Try to run your fan with the shower so you pull the humidity out so you don't create a condition where mold or mildew could grow. The thing to remember about the toilet is you have to have, the black tank is directly below it, right? So That's the black tank down there. So the thing is, you can't, when the black tank's empty, when you pull into a campsite, your black tank's going to be empty, you're going to hook up your power to your water, that sort of thing. Then you come inside here and you take your chemical, whichever chemical you use, you'll put 1 dose right in the bowl. Then you'll step on this and water comes swirling out, of course, and you step on it until you put about a gallon of water in the tank. There's no way to tell exactly what that is, just use common sense. You got to have, just what it comes down to is you got to have chemical and about a gallon of water to start using an RV toilet. So after that you use it normally. Let's say you're going to stay another week at the campsite, but you had to get your black tank dumped. Well, after it was dumped, you'd come back in here and repeat that procedure, because you have you can't use a dry, empty black tank, so you got to put some water and chemical in there just to start off. If you don't, the smell will be pretty, well, let's put it this way, you'll never do it twice, so, you know, that's one of those things. So you always got to have that water and chemical in there. All right, let me swing around here. Of course, you have this tells you your you got 12.8 volts. Okay, and you know, there's really nothing to see that isn't self-evident up here, but you have a TV and just a little loft, which is really nice. Okay, and then you have your garage. Now you have obviously rails that fold out. Once you drop the door down, the rails fold out around and turn it into a patio, that sort of thing. All right. Your couches fold flat into a bed or fold out of the way to get whatever you're carrying with you, whatever you know, four-wheelers or bikes or whatever you got. This it means it's plumbed for a washer dryer combo if you ever wanted to put one there. Alrighty. And of course you have your TV and the usual sound system stuff. To turn your fan on and off up above, that sort of thing, so it's pretty self-evident. Let me look around here, see if we forgot anything. This one obviously has a side air conditioner on it. You have to turn it on just like you would a window air conditioner if you want to cool the back down. Okay, I think that covers that. You probably know all this stuff already. I don't know when I'm doing this, I don't know what the customer knows, how they could be a first timer or they could have been doing it for the last 40 years, you know, just one of those things. So basically up here in by the dashboard, you have your leveling system. It's got a self-leveling system there. You can auto level with it. You can look at the LED and then use those buttons to scroll through the different commands for it. You can operate it manually if you want, although most people just auto level. Keep in mind, this particular one, I believe you have to have power to it. It means it has to be started, or maybe the power just has to be all the way on. You have your emergency brake on before it'll actually level, so keep that in mind. And it won't unlevel unless you've gone through the same procedure, because you don't want to be able to just, you know, be able to start to drive with the rams down. So yeah. So also your screen, you can look through your backup camera, all different things on your screen. So like I said, your salesman will go through that with you. Okay, and as usual with any RV or trailer, you want to go up on your RV's roof maybe 3 times a season, every 90 days or so, and just take a look around, make sure there's no damage, make sure there's no cracking or separation any place where you see sealant on the roof. This one you have to get up here by the front because it's lower here, so just put a ladder by the passenger's window and you can climb up there, or somebody can. Just be real careful, of course, but it's very good to check that. You can't do it enough, let's put it that way. It's a very important thing. Anybody who owns a trailer RV has to check the seals. So okay, well, thanks for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit, and make sure that you use it a lot and have a lot of fun with it. And let's see, one more thing here, just hold on for 1 second. That's your antenna that I didn't show you. You crank it to go up and down, plus you can pull down on that ring and you can turn it manually. So it's a digital antenna. It'll pick up all the local stations. So make sure you use that if you're going to use your TV. So, okay. All right. Thank you very much.